I'm on the subway when my ex dumps me with a voice memo. I have a new boyfriend. Let's delete each other, so he doesn't get the wrong idea. Before I can even start feeling heartbroken, the girl in the plaid skirt next to me snatches my phone and starts recording. Excuse me, who are you? Why are you harassing my boyfriend? Suddenly, the entire car is staring at me, their expressions completely changed. My phone had buzzed right after I got on. I opened it to see a message from Jessica. I have a new boyfriend. Let's delete each other, so he doesn't get the wrong idea. What is wrong with her? A second later, a message from my roommate, Kevin, follows. I'm with Jessica. Hope you don't mind. I stared at the messages for 3 solid minutes. The silence was deafening. Kevin is my roommate, and he's also the main reason Jessica and I broke up. He paraded around as the guardian of our love, flying the flag of it's for your own good, while constantly overstepping his boundaries. When Jessica first started pursuing me, Kevin offered to be my wingman, then used it as an excuse to get me to buy him meals constantly. When we argued, he talked to Jessica all night, claiming he was mediating our conflict. He even picked out the birthday present Jessica gave me. He made a point of asking me in our dorm room, Mike, do you like the watch? I went with Jessica to the mall to buy it yesterday. You picked it? Yeah. Jessica told me she didn't know what to get you. I've got good taste, right? You're lucky to have a great roommate like me. By the way, we booked a table at a fancy restaurant tonight to celebrate your birthday. I looked at Kevin, then tossed the gift box onto his desk. This watch would go well with your suit. You should wear it tonight. Then I opened my phone and broke up with Jessica. Jessica just asked, are you serious? Why? Because a relationship is between 2 people. 3's a crowd. The train's announcement snapped me out of my thoughts. Looking at their back-to-back messages, I knew it was no coincidence. I could perfectly picture the 2 of them, out having fun together, sending me those texts. After a moment of fuming, I had an idea. My eyes drifted to the girl sitting next to me. A black baseball cap was pulled down over her face, and she was wearing headphones, seemingly asleep. Would it be too rude to bother her? But faced with the choice between being rude and swallowing my anger, I chose rude. I reached out and gently tapped her arm. Hi, sorry to bother you. The cap slipped back, revealing a stunningly beautiful face. She was exactly my type. There was no sign of annoyance on her face, just a hint of confusion in her eyes. I shamelessly handed her my phone. Hey, could you help me with something? The screen showed Jessica's message. The girl frowned when she saw it. I thought she was going to refuse, but a second later, a knowing smile spread across her face. She took my phone and sent a voice memo back. Excuse me, who are you? Then she leaned in, looked at me, and curved her lips into a smile. Is this the kind of help you wanted? Yes, yes, yes. I nodded frantically. This girl was amazing. She got it before I even had to explain. Thank you so much. You're not just beautiful, you're a good person too. Stop it, you're just speaking the truth, she said, the smile in her eyes deepening. My phone started buzzing like crazy. We both leaned in to look. A flood of messages, all from the same person. Jessica was furious. Mike, who is that girl? Did you break up with me because of her? Wow, talk about projecting, the girl next to me suddenly said. She's spiraling. Her eyes flashed with a mischievous glint as she asked, want to make her spiral even more? Before I could answer, she pressed and held the voice memo button. A short, sharp tap was recorded before her hand slipped, sending the message. She really knew how to push someone's button. A second later, Jessica was calling. I wasn't going to answer, but when I saw the I need the drama look on the beautiful girl's face, I gave in. I hit accept. Mike, who is that woman with you? Jessica demanded immediately. The Good Samaritan on the train, is what I wanted to say, but I couldn't. Not with her right there. But I also couldn't bring myself to say the word girlfriend. Jessica, you're calling me? Won't your new boyfriend get the wrong idea? I asked pointedly. Jessica was clearly flustered. I was just about to. Her words were cut off. Babe, I don't know if her new boyfriend will get the wrong idea, but your new girlfriend is getting jealous. The girl next to me suddenly purred, leaning her head close. Her warm breath tickled my hand. Even though I knew it was fake, hearing her call me babe made my face flush. On the other end, Jessica let out a furious curse. Mike, you're something else. So that's why you suddenly broke up with me. You better hope I never find out who she is, or I'll tear her a new one every time I see her. With that, she hung up. Her mission accomplished, the girl leaned back into her seat. You won, she said, all business. Your ex is definitely feeling worse than you are right now. No woman can stand being cheated on, especially when she finds out right after a breakup. You seem to know a lot about it. Personal experience? I asked. She turned to look at me, her expression blank. Do I look like the kind of person who goes through that? With her stunning almond eyes, high-bridged nose, and perfectly sculpted features, she looked like someone who caused heartbreak, not suffered from it. Thank you, I said again genuinely. If it wasn't for this hero, I wouldn't have been able to win that round against Jessica. The thought of her and Kevin together made my skin crawl, but remembering her meltdown just now was incredibly satisfying. You're welcome, she replied. Putting a cheater in her place is every citizen's duty. What a noble sentiment. She had to be a college student. You're still in college, right? I ventured. She nodded. State University. No way, me too. What a coincidence. It's like fate brought us together. The girl fell visibly silent. Classmate, I don't know about your fate, but I know mine didn't involve any of that. she'd better believe I was just being weird. Kevin and I got back to the dorm around the same time. He immediately came over to my desk, leaning against it. Mike, why didn't you reply to my iMessage? I did, I said flatly. I replied with silence. Kevin pressed on, testing the waters. You didn't reply. Is it because you're upset that I'm with Jessica? He just had to bring it up. Since he was so insistent, I picked up my phone, opened our chat, and sent a single thumbs down emoji. There, I've replied now. Mike, what's that supposed to mean? You asked me to reply, so I did. Now you're not happy, I said, looking up at him. From the other side of the room, Alex let out a snort of laughter. What are you laughing at? Kevin snapped, turning on him. You dude. Kevin ignored him and turned back to me. Mike, when you didn't answer, I was worried sick. I was so afraid you were mad at me and wouldn't talk to me. Of course, you have every right to be angry, but I really don't want to lose you as a friend. His voice dropped, full of feigned hurt. He always did this. Just like when I got mad at him for talking to Jessica all night, he put on a tearful apology in the dorm. Mike, I only did it because you seemed so down after your fight with Jessica. I was really just trying to help you too. If you don't like it, I won't do it again. He cried until his eyes were red and swollen. He was the one with no boundaries, but he made it seem like I was the one being unreasonable and aggressive. Mike, I'm telling the truth. I can show you the chat logs if you don't believe me. Everything I talked about with Jessica was about you too. And sure enough, it was about us. Jessica had written, Kevin, if only Mike were as gentle and understanding as you, we'd never fight. He's always got this entitled attitude, getting angry over nothing. Sometimes I'm just so sick of it. And Kevin's reply, Jess, don't say that. Mike must have his reasons for being upset. It must be something you did to provoke him. Besides, I'm not as great as you think. Out of hundreds of pages of chat logs, he showed me those specific lines. It just made me angrier. I knew he was doing it on purpose then, and he was doing it now. You know, when Jessica first told me she had feelings for me, I was shocked. I turned her down right away. But you can't control feelings, you know? I mean, you two had been broken up for months, and she swore to me she was completely over you. That's the only reason I agreed. Jessica said we should all go out for dinner sometime, on us, as an apology. Mike, when are you free? Never, I said, because I'm afraid I won't be able to resist smashing a plate over both of your faces. I started to wonder if I'd been too nice in the past, making him think he could walk all over me. I slammed my phone face down on the desk. Kevin, I'm not your punching bag, so stop directing your drama at me. Are you done with your act? When I was with Jessica, I saw all your little moves and schemes. I just didn't want to call them out. You get a little validation, and suddenly you think you're hot stuff. She's someone else's leftovers, and you're treating her like a prize. You came here saying all this just to see me look miserable and pathetic about you two getting together, right? To satisfy your own ego. Well, sorry. I'm not a phony like you. I can't fake it. Kevin's face turned the color of raw liver, completely shocked that I would call him out so directly. His voice trembled as he spoke. Mike, you're being really nasty today. Let me tell you something, Kevin. It's not just today. If you don't like what I have to say, you don't have to listen. Kevin stormed out, and my ears were finally blessed with silence. Alex gave me a thumbs up. Dude, you were on fire today. You usually just let him get away with it. I told him the whole story about what happened on the train. Alex slapped his thigh. No way, that's awesome. How come I never meet helpful, beautiful girls like that on Amtrak? Is that really the point? Alex was suddenly invested. She goes to our school. What's her name? I'll look her up on the campus confessions page. He pulled out his phone. Mia Anderson, from the art department. Found her. Someone posted a photo. Dude, she's gorgeous. Alex held his phone up to my face. Filling the screen was a picture of Mia, mid-throw with a tennis ball, looking effortlessly cool. Alex sighed. You're eating well, my friend. I haven't even had a bite yet, I grumbled. I opened Mia's iMessage profile. Her Facebook was cleaner than her face. It gave me no clues, no way to learn more about her. Unlike my life, which was an open book on social media. Oh, by the way, Alex said, are you still going to the class president's birthday party tomorrow? Yeah, why not? Just figured you wouldn't want to see Kevin and Jessica making out all night. It's fine. They can do their thing, I'll do mine. Which is eat. I thought you'd be too grossed out to have an appetite. I gave him a confused look. They're just going to be all over each other, not taking a dump in front of me. Why would I lose my appetite? The next day at the party, someone was teasing Jessica. I've got to hand it to you, Jessica. You managed to bag both of the hottest guys in our class. New flame on one arm, old flame on the other. Yeah, Jessica, give us an interview. Who do you like more, the last one or the current one? A few drinks in, people were getting loose with their words. I couldn't help but frown. The question was so disrespectful. Jessica didn't answer right away. She glanced over at me, then quickly looked away when our eyes met. A moment later, she leaned against Kevin's shoulder and asked back, what do you guys think? Her tone was smug. But of course, someone who loved drama had to stir the pot. Mike, you don't look too happy. You're not still hung up on Jessica, are you? No, don't deny it, man. We all get it. Jessica's a catch, right? Are these people deaf? I looked at the guys who were talking, then at a preening Jessica, and 4 words came to mind, birds of a feather. I deeply regretted ever getting involved with her. It was like stepping in crap, the stench just lingers. Sorry I'm late. Suddenly, the door to the private room opened, and a familiar voice called out. I looked toward the sound and saw, to my surprise, Mia. Mia, you made it! You're here! Two voices rang out at the same time, mine and the class president's. He looked at me surprised. You know her? So she was the president's friend. I was now even more certain we were fated to be together. I nodded. She's my girlfriend. Mia's and my eyes met across the room. I frantically tried to signal her with my eyes. She raised an eyebrow, a flicker of surprise in her expression, then her lips curved into a knowing smirk. That's right, she said, her voice carrying across the room. I'm his girlfriend. The entire room went silent for a few seconds after Mia's announcement. The class president was the first to break the silence, absolutely thrilled. When did this happen? How come you guys didn't even tell me? I laughed. We like to keep things private. It's more exciting that way. The president was momentarily speechless. I looked over at the guys who had been teasing me earlier and gave them a sarcastic smile. So, you still think I'm hung up on Jessica now that I have her? The expressions on their faces were priceless. Jessica's, in particular, had turned thunderous. The person sitting next to me was Alex. When Mia started walking toward me, he immediately and smoothly got up to give her his seat. After Mia sat down, she leaned close to my ear and whispered, "Which one is your ex? Humans are gossip machines, I swear." Even she couldn't resist. "Third one on your left," I muttered. I instinctively glanced over and saw Jessica, her face clouded with anger, staring daggers at me. Mia sized her up. "Your taste is questionable." I couldn't even argue with that. Kevin suddenly spoke up. "Mike, you moved on fast. How come you never mentioned a new girlfriend back at the dorm?" Same old passive-aggressive tone, as if he was the only one who could play that game. "Well," I said loudly with a sigh, "I was afraid of you, wasn't I?" I took Mia's hand and held it up for everyone to see. "I cherish this one. Got to be careful." Everyone in the room understood, their eyes darting subtly toward Kevin. His face darkened. He looked to Jessica for support, but she completely ignored his plea. He could only manage an awkward laugh. "Mike, don't joke around." Jessica suddenly cut in. "How long have you two been together?" I was trying to think of a plausible amount of time when Mia spoke first. "Are you sure you really want to know?" A flash of rage appeared in Jessica's eyes. Mia just chuckled softly. "In that case, I guess I should thank you. If you hadn't failed to appreciate such a great guy, I wouldn't have gotten my chance, right? Senior." I declared in that moment, Mia was my goddess. Everyone in the room gasped, but they couldn't resist watching the drama unfold. Jessica's face was ashen, her hand gripping her glass so tightly her knuckles were white. Just as she looked about to explode, the class president stepped in to play peacemaker. He looked like he was about to cry. "Does anyone remember that I'm the birthday boy today?" "I do." I stood up first. "The reason we're all gathered here tonight is to celebrate our good friend, our great class president. Happy birthday. Come on, everyone, let's toast to him." My phone vibrated. It was a text from Alex. "Nice, dude. Playing it cool and making big moves. You got her that fast." I texted back, "It's fake." Alex grinned. "Don't worry. Leave it to me. I'll make it real for you." He then proposed to the group. "Let's stop just drinking and eating. It's getting boring. Let's play spin the bottle. Whoever it lands on, truth or dare. No lying, no backing out." When the bottle landed on Mia, she chose dare. Alex opened an app on his phone, placed it on the table, and used the virtual spinner to slide it in front of Mia. "Give it a tap. The rest is up to fate." Up to fate, my ass. Alex developed this little app himself. Whenever there was a girl at a party he was into, he'd pull this out to trick them. The options weren't random at all. He pre-programmed them. It was always one of a few choices. Sure enough, kiss a man of your choice in this room for 3 seconds. Whoa, starting off with a big one. How exciting. Alex's acting was way over the top. A man of your choice. He might as well have just read my social security number out loud. If we were a real couple, a kiss would be no big deal. The problem was, we were a fake couple. I felt awkward just holding her hand earlier, let alone kissing her. Mia turned to me and silently mouthed, "You mind?" "Hell no. I'm a guy, why would I mind?" "Come on." It was strange. I'd only met Mia twice, but I didn't feel any aversion to this. Maybe it was because she'd saved my butt both times. And I had to admit, it was hard to be averse to a face like hers. Mia gently pressed her lips to mine. It was a light touch, like a feather, sending a tingly, electric feeling through me. The brief second made my heart skip a beat. Alex, of course, wasn't satisfied. "Hey, that wasn't 3 seconds. Mia smiled shyly. "He's just shy." "Who is the shy one here?" I saw the faint blush creeping up behind her ears and couldn't help but smile to myself. A glass slammed down on the table. Jessica's face was dark. "Can we move on to the next round?" she said through gritted teeth. After the party, the class president went to pay the bill. Mia, Alex, and I waited outside to grab a cab back together. Jessica, who had already left, suddenly came back. Without a word, she swung her hand at Mia's face. Mia couldn't dodge in time, and the slap sent her head snapping to the side. Jessica's eyes were bloodshot. "I told you, every time I see you, I'll..." Her threat was cut short as Mia slapped her right back, even harder. The blow sent Jessica stumbling. She looked like she'd lost her mind and was about to lunge again, but the class president ran over and restrained her. "Jessica, you've had too much to drink. Stop it, I'll take you home." Alex looked at me and Mia, then quickly chimed in. Yeah, Jessica's a mess. I'm worried the president can't handle her alone. I'll help him. We're gonna go. You two grab another cab. And with that, he practically fled. I got some antiseptic from the front desk to clean the cut on Mia's face. I couldn't help but curse under my breath. Jessica really doesn't hold back. Mia tried to reassure me. It's okay. I didn't either. The dim light fell on Mia's face, her eyes shimmering like scattered starlight. A few strands of hair fell across her forehead, looking slightly messy. Her thick, dark eyelashes were distinct and trembled slightly. I found myself dabbing the wound more gently, overwhelmed with guilt. I'm sorry. Mia opened her eyes. You didn't hit me. Why are you apologizing? She said softly. I sighed. If I hadn't asked you to pretend to be my girlfriend, none of this would have happened. Mia's eyes flickered for a moment, and then a soft chuckle rumbled from her chest. Then why not say you shouldn't have asked for my help on the train in the first place? I was speechless. Damn it. It was all to save my stupid pride. And besides, Mia paused, then continued, how do you know I wasn't happy to do it? I couldn't sleep that night. I just tossed and turned in bed, my mind replaying Mia's words. How do you know I wasn't happy to do it? Damn it, it's love. My premonition was right. She was the type to make others suffer for love. The next day, Alex saw me and exclaimed, Mike, you look like you were up all night wrestling a bear. You're wrong, I said. I'm just naturally this ruggedly handsome. My eyes accidentally fell on Alex's desk, and I saw the books he had there. An idea sparked. Alex, can I borrow your GRE prep book? Didn't you already pass the GRE? What do you need a practice book for? To prop up a wobbly table. This isn't just any practice book, I declared. It's my key to the kingdom of love. I opened my iMessage chat with Mia. Have you passed the GRE yet? If not, we should study together at the library. No, that's terrible. Even a dog would shake its head at that. It sounds like I'm looking for a study buddy. I deleted it and started over. Oh my God, the GRE is coming up and I haven't even started studying. Have you taken it yet? If not, we should hit the library together. A man showing weakness is a woman's weakness. Her status showed she was typing. Then it stopped. Then it started again. My heart did a little flip-flop with each change. After a long pause, Mia finally replied, okay. Just okay? Did it really take her that long to type one word? My 80-year-old grandma texts faster than that. When? I asked. She immediately sent a picture of her class schedule. I was ecstatic. Okay, tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. at the library entrance. See you there. The next day at the library, I stared at the basic calculus textbook in front of Mia and fell into a deep thought. You don't look like someone who'd be struggling with Calc 101. I'd have pegged you for advanced differential equations, at least. Well, I can't be good at everything, can I? Gotta look smart, but not too smart. Mia's gaze suddenly froze. I followed her line of sight to the GRE prep book I'd just taken out. On the cover, in big, bold letters, was written, Alex Johnson. Crap. Alex hadn't turned a single page in this book, but he sure made sure to write his name on it. I laughed awkwardly. This is my roommate's. He passed last semester and gave me his materials. You know, reduce, reuse, recycle. Save the trees. Every little bit helps, right? Sometimes, my ability to lie with a straight face even impressed myself. Mia's lips twitched into a smile. Well then, I guess on behalf of all the trees, I should thank you. Oh, it's nothing. I looked at the practice questions in front of me. A, B, C, D. I just guessed randomly. It's not like I was really here to study anyway. I just had to look the part. I snuck a peek at Mia across the table. She was resting her head on one hand, a pen in the other, not looking like she was studying very hard either. The pen in her fingers was still. Mia hadn't moved for a while, but the corner of her mouth was curved into a slight, unnoticeable smile. Suddenly, she looked up at me. I didn't have time to look away, and our eyes met. Mike, Mia said, are you looking for the answers on my face or a translation? Busted. I had to power through. I was just getting tired of studying, so I decided to look at your pleasant face for a bit. It motivates me to keep going. But you've been staring at me longer than you spent on that entire reading comprehension section. I sat in class and texted Mia. There are two kinds of brilliant light in this world. One is the sun, and the other is the sight of a diligent student. We already have the sun today. All that's missing is us two scholars. So library later? Mia didn't reply for a long time. That was weird. She usually replied instantly. Was she tired from all the studying? Or was it me? Did I do something to turn her off? I spent the entire class overthinking it. This whole almost dating thing was torture. But the torture ended in a flash when my phone buzzed. A message from Mia popped up. Sorry, had a pop quiz, didn't see my phone. It's over now. I'm waiting for you outside the classroom. Outside the classroom? I looked toward the door, and there was Mia, standing elegantly in the hallway. When she saw me looking, she gave me a little wink. A buzz of conversation started up from the row behind me. Isn't that Mia Anderson from the art department? She's so beautiful. Who do you think she's waiting for? Probably Mike. I heard she and Jessica got into a fight over him. Damn, I wish I had two beautiful women fighting over me. In your dreams. So that's how rumors start. That was a wild exaggeration. And Jessica wasn't fighting for me. She was fighting because she thought she'd been cheated on. She was fighting for her own bruised ego. Knowing Mia was waiting outside, I couldn't stop my eyes from drifting toward the door. Mike, the The professor on the podium suddenly called my name. Professor, I know I'm not as pretty as your girlfriend, but she'll still be there after class. You only get to see me for one precious hour at a time. The whole class erupted in laughter. My face turned beet red. The commotion was so loud that even Mia, standing in the hallway, heard it. She scratched her head, embarrassed, her cheeks turning pink. She gave a little bow toward the professor in the classroom. Sorry for the disturbance, Professor. Then she quickly scurried away to another spot. My phone buzzed. Text me when class is over. I looked at the message on my screen and couldn't stop smiling. Alex leaned over. So, what base are you guys on? I thought for a moment. We've progressed from reading comprehension to translation exercises. Alex looked at me like I was a lost cause. Are you guys in middle school? Going to the library for dates? We're not dating yet, I corrected him. Alex's eyes rolled so far back I thought they'd get stuck. So Mike, you're telling me you're spending all this time with a gorgeous, funny, single woman, and you're not making a move? Are you a monk? I thought about what Alex said, seriously and soberly, and decided he had a point. So a few days before New Year's Eve, I made my move. I asked Mia what her plans were for the countdown. She asked back, what do you want to do? Get dinner together? Just dinner. Mia asked with a wry smile. What are you thinking? I stammered. I mean after dinner. Do you want to see a movie? Of course, Mia said, her face blushing. Oh, I guess I was the one with my mind in the gutter. On New Year's Eve, everyone in the dorm had their own plans and was busy getting ready. Except for Kevin. He was on the balcony on the phone with Jessica, and it sounded like they were arguing. It was getting heated. Jessica, it's New Year's Eve. You're not spending it with your boyfriend. You're going to a bar with friends? Why can't I come? What kind of friends? Guy friends, right? You think I don't know the kind of stuff you pull? Jessica, you're disgusting. Kevin yelled and hung up the phone. I silently exchanged a look with Alex. Neither of us said a word. Kevin came in from the balcony and stopped behind me. His voice was full of resentment. Mike, seeing me like this must make you really happy, huh? Yeah, it does, I answered honestly. My directness seemed to stun him into silence. I was in a hurry to meet Mia and couldn't be bothered with him. As I was about to leave, I thought for a second and turned back. Kevin, when Jessica was with me, she thought I wasn't as gentle or considerate as you. Now that she's with you, she'll think you're not as good as some other guy. That's because, at her core, Jessica is just a toxic person. So don't doubt yourself, and don't beat yourself up over it. The best thing you can do is cut your losses. When I left, Kevin was still standing there, frozen. Putting aside everything he did with Jessica, he wasn't always a bad guy to me. He'd stayed with me at the hospital when I had a stomachache and helped me snag concert tickets once. I guess people are complicated. We had agreed to meet at the campus gate at 6, but it was 6:30 by the time Mia showed up in a rush, completely out of breath. I was past the point of being annoyed. I'm so sorry. I was looking in the mirror and my hair was a mess, and I figured today was important, so I went to get it styled. But I had no idea the salon would be full of other people doing the same last-minute thing. The line was forever. As she explained, her voice got quieter and quieter. I noticed her hairstyle was different. That, combined with her outfit, gave off an effortlessly chic and beautiful college girl vibe. Seeing that I wasn't saying anything, she quickly added, Mike, don't be mad. I swear I'll never be late again. I'm not mad, I said. I was just thinking about what you said. That today is an important day. Is it important because you're spending New Year's with me? Besides, looking at her face, even if I had been furious, it would have all melted away. The traffic on New Year's Eve was awful, a frustrating crawl. We were only a few hundred yards from our destination, so we decided to get out and walk. The winter wind whipped fallen leaves off the ground, chilling the air. Mia shivered. I took off my coat and draped it over her shoulders. Mia looked at me, now just in a sweatshirt, and asked worriedly, You gave me your coat. Won't you be cold? I shook my head. Guess why I wore such a thick down jacket today? It was for this exact moment. Mia couldn't help but laugh. You're so cheesy. I noticed a tiny, stray eyelash on the tip of her nose. Hold on, don't move. Mia obeyed, her eyes fixed on mine without even blinking. I reached up to brush it away. The warm puff of her breath on the back of my hand was a familiar, tingly sensation that reminded me of our kiss during the dare. On impulse, the words tumbled out of my mouth. Mia, let's be together. Mia's face went through a whole spectrum of colors. She looked like she wanted to say something but couldn't. This wasn't the normal reaction to a confession, was it? My heart sank. Mia, you're not going to reject me, are you? No, it's just... Okay, don't say anything else, I stopped her. Mia suddenly grabbed my hand and guided it into her coat pocket. My fingers brushed against a small, square box. Mia smiled, a mix of exasperation and fondness in her eyes. I had it all planned out. I was going to ask you at midnight, right when the new year started. Her hand was still holding mine tightly inside the pocket. I could feel the heat in my cheeks and my heart pounding in my chest. So that's what she meant by an important day. She was going to confess to me. I opened the box. Inside was a watch. Did you pick this out yourself? I asked, needing to be sure. Mia suddenly got nervous. What's wrong? Is my taste that bad? You don't like it? No, I love it, I said. Mia, will you put it on for me? At that exact moment, behind her, brilliant fireworks bloomed across the inky night sky. It was perfect. The fireworks and our love had both arrived ahead of schedule.